Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Grownish Social. I am your man, Beatbox. I am here tonight along with Mrs. Jenny J and along with Clint. We thank you for joining us this Friday. We'd like to ask you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're here every other Friday night, just talking about relationship tactics. Tonight's topic, we are going to be talking about why does your ex keep trying to reconnect with you? All right, this is going to be part 2 of the show we started last week, and we didn't really get too deep. So we just came back here to talk more about why your ex might be trying to connect back with you, and try to give you some answers. Clint, you got anything off the top of your head where you think someone might want to just come back and rekindle the flame, like after they've been gone for so long? Hey, yeah, dear Clint. Oh wait, you on mute? Oh, I can't hear you. I can see your mouth moving, but I don't hear you. So,
How about now?
Yeah, I can
Nope.
hear you now. I hear you.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah, I got
You
you.
hear me now?
I got you.
All right,
I
cool.
got you.
All right, I was trying to get my own stuff straight.
Oh yeah. All right. Well then, hey, go ahead and finish on then. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Why?
As long as you can hear me, that's
Yeah.
what matters.
I can hear
So
you. I mean, I can
so
tell the
you
people
know,
this. I can tell the people that if you're not rocking with us live right now, you can catch us on the replay, and wherever you do your podcast, just do a search for Grown and Social. We will pop up. This show will pop up. We got a link in the comment section. If you want to join the show tonight, turn your camera on. We ask, and you can come up here on the stage, and you can kick it with us and talk live and discuss these grown folks topics with us. So with that, Clint, what do you think about these people that just pop up, like, I'm saying, after they've been gone, and then they just kind of want to show up brand new, like, I've been out there all slimy and dirty, doing everything, right? You know what I mean? This man or female, now I'm back. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they do that. I think it's crazy because it's that old saying you never miss. You don't miss the water until the well one's dry. And so when you think you grass is greener on the other side, you're gonna go ahead. I don't need to deal with that person, and I go deal with this one because this one is doing everything I want them to do. And then when they stop doing it, and they're like, or they can't continue to do it, you know what I mean? Or they stop doing it and mistreat them, and all that. Then they're like, oh man, I didn't get that with old Clint. Clint always we didn't things and all that. He wasn't mean to me and all that. And I've got a phone call like that.
Really?
Girl straight up told me I was using you just to go to the movies and to get dinner and stuff like that. And when I stopped messing with her, it was like she didn't care. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I get a phone call. And she was straightforward, but that's what it is with a lot of these women and some men. When you have a good person and you don't realize it, or you just are careless with what they're giving, and then when you think you're getting it from that other fine ass woman or fine ass dude, and then find out just because they look good don't mean they good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So I've seen that. I get it, but you got to recognize that in the beginning. And if you don't recognize it in the beginning and you let it go, just let it go. Just let it go. If it's for you, it'll come back to you, and you won't have to go do it. It'll just fall in your lap.
But do you want it? But do you want it after, you know what I'm saying? It comes back to you?
But that's the
whole
question.
thing.
That's the question. Do you want it? I mean, for some people, oh, that woman was so good and da da da. But she had her own agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time, right?
Yeah,
She was on a different time.
People grow up and realize, their priorities get changed and swapped around and all that. And then, when they realized their priorities, then it's like, damn, that was a good dude, or man, that was a good woman. I should have stayed with her. But everybody has their flaws, you know. So
Yeah, but is a
reconnecting.
flaw leaving and going off to test new waters? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a
Sometimes,
fair
sometimes
flaw?
that, sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes, it's like, don't want, nah, you go ahead, but then you realize I could have dealt with that little flaw. That was nothing.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
back then it was like, oh, I don't want to deal with all that. I ain't, yeah, Then when you get older, it's like, damn, maybe I could deal with that. Or even a year or two later, it's like, damn, I really could have dealt with that little. It's so minor, it don't even make a difference.
So
It's
let me ask
almost
you.
like flattening a fly.
Yeah, yeah. So, but let me ask you this: do you think people are entitled? Like, do you think, like, if someone is in a relationship with someone, and then they go out and explore other lands, and then they come back, does that person at some point feel like they're entitled to that person that they've been in a relationship? Say there was a previously long-term relationship. Do
Hmm.
you think that this person could eventually feel entitled, or if they've got like this delayed reaction, to where they're like, well, I went out and tried stuff, I didn't like it, I'm being nice to you now, I'm trying to do everything to make up to you, but you're not, seeming to warm up to me, trying to come back.
Right.
Do you think there's some anger that could kind of build up, or do you think there's some kind of resentment, or do you think there is a position of this person feeling like they're entitled to have that shot to come back?
Well, sometimes people do feel entitled. Oh, come on, give me that shot. I wasn't that bad when we were together. Da da da. What do I gotta do? And when you get to that point of sounding desperate or thirsty, then now the person you're trying to reconnect with is probably in their mind possibly saying, you know what, I'm just going to use her until I'm done.
Mm, mm.
Because now you got her. You got her or him against the wall. You got their back against the wall. So now they're going to try to do whatever they can to be back in your good graces. So now you're going to take them through all loops, all hoops and loops. You know what I mean? You're going to start doing things that you wouldn't have done before, but you're doing it now because you know how thirsty they are.
Mm-hmm.
When you know how thirsty they are, sometimes people try to manipulate that.
Mm.
So that can go bad, for the person that's trying to reconnect, because you're sincere and trying to reconnect, but now this person ain't taking you but so serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now because it could be that spite thing. Well, okay, I'm gonna do you like you did me. Let you see how it feels. But that person that's trying to reconnect is so sincere, they're taking it. And they keep taking it because they're trying to be sincere. It's only going to last for so long before they actually say, you know what, fuck you. I'm gone. I ain't going to keep taking this bullshit from you. I mean, and that's anybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're only going to take but so much. Unless you're
Yeah.
that desperate and that thirsty, that you just got to be with this one person, and that's bad,
Some people
because
feel like that though.
right,
I mean, 'cause some
exactly.
people, like I said, some people go out there, they test out the waters, and they, like you said, they're like, oh, maybe I could have dealt with that. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I should have dealt with that.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? But now it's like this person's like, well, hey, they're looking at you sideways now because they're like, hey, you had it all. You
Yeah.
had it all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You wanted to toss it away to go out there and explore, right? All right,
Right.
Christopher Columbus, keep going and explore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. You think you got something better, and then it turns out to be not what you thought it was. You
yeah.
know? So,
I mean,
I've seen that all the time. You see it all the time. People do that too much,
yeah,
and it makes no sense.
yeah.
You sometimes you have to sit back and you have to be patient. You have to relax. Because when you're young, you ain't got no patience. Everything's microwave. I want it right now. Gotta have it right
Mm-hmm.
now. If you ain't willing to do this right now, I'm gone. And I'm gonna get with this person that is gonna do. You know what I mean? So when you get into the serious, so-called serious relationships when you're young, and as you get older, things change, priorities change. So sometimes you're like, damn, I should have kept that dude because all I had to deal with was this bullshit, and now it's bullshit now. Before to you it was a major thing. Now it's like it's so petty, it's so minor. It's like, damn, I can't believe I let this person go for such a minor thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
for such a minor thing, something that you learn to have patience and evolve your patience. So now it's like, damn, if I had my patience then, we would be good now.
And sometimes it's like you're looking for something to kind of kick off the relationship or find a way to go and explore anyway.
Right.
So that little thing, all it is just like, the thing that, gives you the excuse to run out there and do what you wanted to go out there and try and, to begin with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. How about people that they say like, how they say like, I'm gonna use an analogy here only because of my own, lack thereof how to, do proper analogies. But I'm gonna use an analogy of like an OG, right? They say kind of like the OGs normally, these dudes are like, when they become an OG, they normally like to sit at home and like just chill, like don't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just like to just sit back and relax and then kind of like, just enjoy the house type thing. But
right.
On the flip side, when they was out there running the streets, though, it was kind of like people didn't want to see them come around because they already knew what time it was, right?
Exactly.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like they knew these dudes got busy. It was kind of like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, it's kind of like they've been out there. They seen it all. They've been doing it all. They was in all the clubs, all the malls. They was everywhere. Like everything that went down, if there was something to be done, they were there. You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, form, and fashion. They normally had a lot of people with them, and people knew who they were, and they knew not to cross them.
Right.
A lot of times, those dudes get older, and they not out there like that. They go like the lowest key dudes in the room that you would never ever think.
Right. And those are the ones that are trying to reconnect with that good one.
Ooh, yeah, right.
Those are the ones that are trying to when they come across somebody that they used to mess with that was a good woman. Now they're trying to reconnect, hoping and praying she's still the same one.
Yeah, or the same way, and the same way that she was when, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's
or it's
thing
gotten
too.
better.
Yeah, a lot of times these women or men, they're in a different space now because you done went and scorned them. So now it's like their trust has been, shattered.
Right. It's trust, it's the insecurity, it's all those emotions and things can get out of whack when you're so into a person and then you come to find out they don't want
you. Yeah, exactly.
And but you
in other people.
Yeah. It kills it. It kills it. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it really does kill it.
And a lot of things that are, people find pure about a person, you know what I mean? Like now they're hesitant.
Right.
Well, before they would just follow you over a cliff. Now they're kind of like everything you say or whatever you want to do. They're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, now they kind of like, is this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, bringing me back. And that's why a lot of times this stuff don't work out when people try to rehatch or go back and try to relive a moment in the past that they used to live because, the moment's gone. People have changed. You've created a new person. You know what I'm saying? And not even knowing it.
Right. And a lot of times when you reconnect, whether, you broke up for whatever reason, a lot of times when people break up and they try to reconnect, you have to keep in mind one thing. Why did you two break up in the first place? Was it something that she was doing or not doing or he was doing or not doing? A lot of times the shit that you didn't like about that person back then, 9 out of 10 times is still there. It's just amplified.
But like we were just talking about, though, in some cases, it's not that you didn't like something that the person was doing. It was just you were living a particular type of lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Now
you finished living that lifestyle, so now you like, honey, you're back.
Now I'm ready to kick it like you wanted to kick it before. But now, things have changed. Things have changed. Attitudes have changed. And like you said, being scorned or being hurt or the mistrust and all that, it plays a part, And I always tell people, if you're going to get in a relationship, don't compare your new person to the old people.
But people always do that, though.
Yeah. And that's how you end up messing up a good thing because you're comparing what you have now to what was then. So whatever that person did to hurt you, and you see something that triggers that, now you're ready to kick that person to the curb because of what the old person did. Now you're comparing them. Yeah. And it's like, now you're putting in something into the relationship that shouldn't be there.
or you're making an assumption that this person is going to act or react the way the previous
It's
person did,
exactly,
and not giving this person, a fair
the
shot.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, the opportunity to prove you wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or prove, that they, will do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, that, and people do it. I mean, I think it's human nature. I think it's human nature for people to do that.
Well, we forgive, but we just don't forget.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
And so when you can't forget, and it's one of those things that really jigged you, you on high alert all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
It's DEFCON 5 all day long.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. You can't forget. So it's like you can forgive, but not forget, which means that But I don't know that forgiving means anything when you're in a relationship, because if you can't forget, you're gonna have the same reactions that you know what I'm saying, like it was the other person.
And that's why I say you got to take a person for them. You can't take a person for what somebody else did and they acting or maybe doing something to trigger that. Again, you got to take me for me all day long.
You got people in your ear. You got your sisters, your cousins, you know what I'm saying, your brothers, all of them telling you, oh, this person this is like the similar situation that happened with the last one.
Right.
You got a certain type. This person's gonna do this to you because that's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
It don't necessarily even got to be the person that's in relationship. It could be the family members that they know.
Yeah.
And they are using those assumptions to say, well, this person's gonna do that or do this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was coming back home when I was, from dropping the kids off at school, and there was somebody on the radio, and they was saying that they went out on a date with a guy, and they were trying to figure out why this guy didn't call them back. And what he said when he called in, he was like, yeah, we had a great date, a great time. She said, but he said, when I dropped her off, he was like, I was walking back to my car, and out of nowhere, some guy came up and sucker punched me and said, you better leave her alone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Don't mess with my sister. And come to find out, she was in a relationship that went bad previously. So the brother thought he was protecting her from another, relationship.
From that dude, yeah.
Yeah, it could have just been something to where he was in there. Now, I met you. He talked to the brother while he was in the house with the dad.
Right.
So something that went on in that conversation must have triggered him to say, "Oh, this seems like something like the last guy."
Last one, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he goes out and sucker punches the guy. Now, she's trying to find another guy. This guy don't want no parts of it. Because he's like, I don't know what that was all about.
I'm getting the hell on. Because I don't know what's going on. So let me get the hell on because this don't make no sense.
Yeah, So she calls into the radio station. They call him up. They get the picture. And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. I had no idea. She said, that does sound like something that that doofball would do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then she's like, would give me another chance. You know what I'm saying?
Because now you got to sneak. Now you got to sneak because now you don't want the brother to know. So when he does find out, what he gonna do then?
She was saying that she was gonna make everything all right and make it known that he was all right. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I'm kind of like,
look, I don't got punched in the face.
Listen,
there's not much you can do to
I gotta get that back. I gotta get that back. If this to work, I gotta be like, hey man, it's all good, and then I just gotta.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now we even.
Now we even.
Let's start new now. Now we can start new.
It can't go no other way.
Right.
I don't think it can go any other way. Because I don't care if I like your sister or not. Me and you gonna have man-to-man problems if you walk around
all day long.
You just sucker punch me and you can just walk around
and walk away. Yep.
Like, nah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly.
Hey, he lucky he ain't called the police and just had the boy locked up.
He said it was some dude out of nowhere. He didn't even see him. And then
he hit him and took off?
He hit him and took off. And he said he thought it was the brother. He thought it was the brother because he was rocked. He rocked him.
He rocked him and took off.
He rocked him.
Boy, that's some real
sucker shit. You're not touching my sister. So that's the reason why he was like, okay, it had to be the brother because he was like, you better not mess with my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we all can say what we want to say.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
So you are right. He could have
Yeah.
probably done that, but
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if, you know what I'm saying? You
Mm-mm.
don't know what that was all about, but,
Right.
I mean, it's just,
Nah. If
you know,
that's coming out of nowhere, it ain't. And nah, I wouldn't even deal with that. I'd
eh,
be gone.
yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
the point
Excuse
is
me.
not only you got to deal with people's baggage, you got to deal with their family's perception of baggage
Yeah.
and people that might want to protect them. And, I just think it's more of, why, uh, you know, people get into these relationships
Mm-hmm.
and, they have problems, kind of do starting from a blank canvas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's
Mm-hmm.
not their own perception of what happened in their past relationships, it's people that are in their ear that are telling them, well, this seems similar to a past relationship. So then now you're kind of like in a predicament to where you're like, well, is something wrong with me? Am I just falling, head over heels over people? Or, is this person, are they right? So it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to start over.
Yeah.
I
It
guess,
is.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just hard to start from a clean, canvas. I
You
guess
know,
is.
I can say that, since I've been around, I've dabbled and dibbled in past relationships or reconnections. And like I said, a lot of the things that I didn't like are still there. And then there's some added stuff, you know. So sometimes reconnection is not a good thing. If you reconnect as friends, hey, how you doing and da da. But if you're trying to reconnect in that relationship and there's been some years in between,
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to do
it
because what's
is.
been going on in those years? I
It
mean, not
is.
between just you, but me too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And and you
But more so you. It's like what
right.
you've been doing and why you need to come back.
And you get answers and all that, but in the end, when you start really, like I said, the ambassador first and then the real person, and
Yeah.
then when you start seeing the real person, because the real person you haven't seen in over 20 years, now all of a sudden you're reconnecting and you're trying to make things happen, but then you're starting to notice the things that weren't there before that are there now, and it's like, oh, do I want to deal with that? That's
Mm-hmm.
new. I don't know if I want to deal with that one, and it's like, you gotta pay attention, because that reconnection can scorn you even more. you
Yeah.
know it can
Yeah.
scorn you even more, and people sometimes, one person likes the other one more than the other,
You
and
know,
when it's over, then it's a hurtful thing for one person than it is the other.
and then sometimes people try to get back together, and it's just like we talked about before, some of the old stuff just hatches up, and you realize
Hey, you know
I really couldn't. You know what I'm saying? You realize I really couldn't move, past it. One of the things that we didn't get to last week, and I'm gonna bring it up for this week right here, was for
Okay.
those that might not know, Anthony Anderson, right? Everybody knows him from Blackish. Everybody knows him
Right.
from Blackish, but he's done other
Blackish and
stuff.
barbershop.
Yeah, yeah. He's done other stuff too, though. But people know him from this right here, and I like the actor. Like, I always, you know what I'm saying. I was actually glad to see him get on and actually start making some cheddar. To be totally honest with you, man, I was completely happy for him. So I'm good.
Yeah.
And apparently he actually is getting divorced, and apparently they were gonna get divorced previously. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as this says right here, 19 months.
After.
Well, that's after the second split. But
Yeah.
they split up previously, and then they split up again, and then I guess 19 months after that, maybe they were waiting to see if there was going to be a third time. But he ended up now having to pay her $20,000. You know what I'm saying? This is $20,000 a month.
A month.
Spousal
Yeah.
support, bruh. Talk to me.
Hey,
Talk to me.
that's a lot of money.
That's a
That's a lot of money, bro. She don't even have to work if she don't want to.
Look, they got.
If she
they got,
wanted to live a semi-meager life, relaxed life, she could do that just off his spousal support alone.
And listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I told you I was driving back from Orlando and I was on the road, and I stopped at this place off the highway. It was some Texas spot. I forgot the name of it. But it's big out in Texas. I don't know, man. They've got like a mascot and everything. They sell beef and everything. It's
Wow.
like a store. They got clothes, whatever. But the men's room, I went in the men's room,
Mm-hmm.
and the men's room was completely like, you know what I'm saying? You walk in there, it's crowded. People are everywhere. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? But I walk in the men's room, just beeline right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think, because there was such a crowd out there. But when I come out, you know what I'm saying? I was waiting for my daughter, and I'm like, she's in the line still. Because the line hadn't even gone in. Because the women were kind of like, couldn't get in. Because it was
Couldn't
like,
get in.
we go in, right?
And
We
come
do our
right on
business, we go out. I guess they got to do some other stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it's a slower process.
Right.
I didn't say anything because I was thinking to myself, like, yo.
Yeah,
like,
what are you going to say, right?
I'm glad this is one of those moments you're glad to be a man, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but I only say that to say this. This $20,000 is one of those moments where you hate, I wish I was one. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
yo, put me in that line.
Put me in that line. Exactly.
I want to wait in that line, you know what I mean? Because $20,000, you know what I'm saying? That's what birthing these two kids a month, bruh. That's $240,000 a year, and that's tax free.
Wow.
Those tax free dollars, my brother.
Yeah. Those
You know what I'm
are,
saying?
huh?
So yeah, you living good, and those kids. I mean, it's
But the kids are of
spousal
age, aren't they?
bruh. Yeah. So apparently he left. So, and that's the thing, right? I think I was reading this before. He left like right when one turned 18, I believe. When the youngest one turned 18, I believe, but I'd have to go back because it could be somebody else that I might be confusing this with. Nah, 27 and 22. So that probably was right around the time they split the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
4 years ago when the other one was 18, was like maybe might be out of here, but I'm not entirely sure though. Like I said, I like Anthony Anderson. I don't want to slander the man. I don't know what happened there, but what I do know is $20,000 a month is crazy, and
That's a lot.
The good thing is not child support on top of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say if his gross income grows in excess of $2 million a year, then he got to pay her $400,000 a year.
Oh.
Yeah. So you talking about crushing your incentive? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, I'm signing that contract for $3 million. No, $1,999,000. Right? It's like,
wow.
he $1 under that $2,000
every year.
or else I'm gonna have to double up.
Every year, exactly. That makes no sense that he'll have to double up.
Yeah, it does make no sense because the fact that he's making money, they're no longer together. Why
Exactly.
Why is she getting retro? Why is she getting retro pay?
Right.
Why
Exactly.
is she getting retro pay?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
no. So that 200,000 and that should have been it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And all this really does is just make since we man to man tonight, right? We don't got these females in here dragging us down. You know what I'm saying? With their female drama and their female points of view. I'm completely sounding masculine. Yo, listen.
No, see.
Listen, I'm in my masculine energy. I'm going hardcore. Just don't tell Jenny because hopefully he ain't watching this replay. You know what I'm saying? But end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why get married? Why?
Right.
Like, why? It's stuff like this that is not a good look for y'all. They
Exactly.
got this whole system set up against us. It's starting to seem more evident. They could put you out your house now.
Yeah.
All you got to do is say you feel threatened. They can literally throw you out your multi-million-dollar mansion.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And tell you can't go in there.
They're going to take your money. You know what I'm saying? Lord forbid you got a kid. That's automatic to the 18. And now they telling you, even if you ain't got no kid, you got to take care of this woman. I mean, what if she just a nasty person?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to move on in my life. And guess what? I gotta pay you $200,000 a year on top of, you know what I'm saying, new chick. And now new chick is like, damn, you gotta pay her $200,000 a year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just don't understand how this is fair from a male's point of view. You know what I'm saying? People talk to me. Somebody talk to me out there. You know what I'm saying? But talk nice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like somebody explain me how I can get into a marriage with someone, and you know the government, whomever is supposed to be promoting marriage. You know what I mean? And when we break up,
they're not promoting marriage. They're promoting divorce.
well, nowadays society is promoting divorce because they're like, it's just it's too many things. Stuff like this makes people just say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with it. Well, something like this will probably keep you in a marriage, but the problem though is that if you get caught, this ends up happening anyway. And a lot of times people will stay in the marriage until they get caught, and then that leads into all, because they always say that, you know what I'm saying, most of the men that are out here, like, you know what I'm saying, with these call girls and everything, are always married men. And you know, the reason is, you know, more than likely because they don't want to deal with stuff like this.
Exactly.
And when they say it's cheaper to keep her, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is what they talking about. This is what they talking about. When it's cheaper to keep her, they talking about this $200,000. You know what I mean? That's, you know, so
that's why prenups are so relevant now than they were back in the day.
But I don't even know if the prenups are even worth anything after a certain amount of time nowadays.
I think it is. You know, you just have to be specific in what you're saying.
I mean, speaking of specific of what you're saying, this is something else that happened, right? A little bit late, but hold on. Let me see here. What did I share? Let me see here. Hold on one second. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it back up here. What I probably need to do is just do this whole window right here, because I don't want to just do this tab here. Hold on one second. Yeah, this is what I want to do. You seeing this? Yeah, you seeing this? Yeah. So you know, this is kind of late, but you know, Tupac. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Keefy D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been running around talking about how he was in the car with, you know what I'm saying, Orlando Anderson, you know, that shot Tupac, who was the one that got stomped out. And, you know, they arrested him for murder.
That dude. Keefy dude.
Keefy D.
Yeah, Keefy D
is like a straight up, you know, he like the OG gangster. Apparently, he's like, I mean, it's like Suge don't even bother this dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, matter of fact, they kind of like boys. Like, I don't know, man, love-hate relationship or something. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, he was running around. I mean, and then you got to think, he been telling everybody and their mama that he killed Tupac for the longest, and he's still walking around. So, you know, that got to tell you a lot right there. But, you know, at the end of the day, because he was running around talking about doing it, they arrested him for doing it.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. And they, you know, they used his words against him.
Yeah, to
indict him. So now he in there with a high-priced lawyer. I mean, he's got to pay all these, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get out of this. You know what I mean? So
he ain't getting out of this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough because he literally gave a step-by-step account of what happened. You know what I'm saying? And end of the day, even if you don't pull the trigger, if you there during the commission of it, man, it's the same thing as pulling the trigger. You know what I mean? So yeah. I just wanted to mention that in case anyone didn't hear that. If you've been living under a rock, you didn't hear that. I mean, they got somebody.
Yeah, I think everybody's heard about that.
But the reason why I segue into it was because of what I'm showing you right now. All right, and this is something that I continue to shake my head about.
Really?
It's one of those things you just gotta shake your head about. Jada Pinkett Smith. They back in the news. She running around talking about how she wasn't with Will Smith, and they been, you know what I'm saying, broke up for 6 years or whatever, you know what I'm saying, at the time of the slapping. You know what I mean? But yo, listen. If me and you are broke up, but I'm still the parent of your child or whatever, and we out somewhere, I mean, and you know how I get down.
Right.
I mean, it don't matter if we together or not. Are you still gonna let me get up and walk on that stage?
No.
I
Absolutely
mean, I'm
not.
just saying. Like, if I'm with my chick and I know that this chick, you know what I'm saying, like, she about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I know when she get to marching, I know she ain't doing it to stunt.
Right.
She doing it because she about to go get busy. So it's like, am I gonna really let her get up and walk up there? Even if, like, we still got kids together. Like, you're the money maker. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still gonna be like, I mean, I'm just saying, she trying to make it seem like because they weren't together, that was a reason for her not to have stopped him or something like that. And she like, I don't know why he did it. He shouldn't have done it. Nah, you still play a part in that.
That's right.
But even worse than that, if it could get any worse, even worse than that, I talked about it after bringing up Tupac because she running around here now telling people that, you know, Tupac was her soulmate. Tupac, Tupac was her soulmate. Like, yo, listen, Tupac is gone, and what you sound like a groupie. She really sounded like, I mean, she sounded like a groupie. Is it me? I mean,
nah.
the only reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, people are infatuated, or people get in relationships or become friendly with certain people at a particular point in time.
Right.
And then as life goes on, people move apart or have disagreements or whatever like this. So it's kind of like you didn't get that chance to experience any of that. So you don't know, you know what I'm saying, if you would have had a falling out. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if he would have changed and this would have not been into you like that. You don't know any of that.
That's true.
So to still be running around here like, oh, Tupac was my soulmate, and you run around here with Will Smith, married or not. I mean, how's that supposed to make him feel?
She don't care how it makes him feel.
Because how many soulmates? Because my thing is how many soulmates can you have? When people say soulmate, they normally talk about that was the one.
It ain't but one.
Exactly.
That I've always been under the assumption it's just been one.
That's what I'm saying. So when you run around here talking about he was the soulmate, then it's kind of, it's making you like.
Well, if that was the case, how you end up with Will?
To tell you the truth, bro, like I'm gonna be respectful. I'm just gonna be respectful. I'm gonna be respectful.
You know, how you end up with Will if he your soulmate?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, Steve Harvey's chick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, like if they put those two in a room, was like pick one.
Right.
Me and Marjorie rolling out.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, Steve. You know what I mean? Like,
I know that's right.
Me and Marjorie running out. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna be as respectful as I can. Is all I'm trying to say.
We just have
that's
to
just
do.
me. That's just me. Hate me. Yeah. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But that's not right. That's not right. And then it's like that's just not right how she doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway, man, I had some other stuff I wanted to get into, but now if I play it, it's like I can play it, but now it's like
play it.
I can play it, but I just want to see, so let me, you know what? I will play it. Let me play it. Let me play it for the people.
Yeah.
Since we got some people in here. Yeah, we got some people in here. If you want to click on live, you can click on the link in the comment section. You can come up here. But for right now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up the tab so I can actually see the, speaker here, but you're going to have to give me a second. All right, I'm gonna play this right here and see what you think about it.
6 reasons why most men come back. Number one, he sees that you are happy without him and his ego is damaged. This will often cause him to reach out in hopes of trying to dictate your emotions to strengthen his ego. This is not love. This is jealousy. Number two, he notices that you appear to be doing well or better and may believe that you are beginning to move on. This belief prompts him to reach out in fear that when you finally and successfully move on, it will make it harder for him to return. He's not coming back because he loves you. He's coming back because he sees that he's losing access. Number three, he is testing you. He is testing you to see if it is indeed possible to abandon you and return whenever he wants to. He's priming you for an extended roller coaster of emotions. If he knows that he can hurt you, disrespect you, break you, neglect you, then leave and decide when he will return. Then he'll most definitely continue to do it in hopes of continually breaking you down. The more you let him back in, the harder will it be for you to move on, or the harder it will be for you to move on with your life. He's not coming back because he misses you. He's not coming back because he loves you. He's coming back to see if he still has access to you, and he can do it whenever and come back. So that's why he's coming back. He's basically playing you. Number four, he's either bored with the person he initially left you for, or the person is no longer interested in him. When a man leaves all of a sudden, where there is no proper explanation or a proper reason or a valid reason for him to do so, it is usually because they have taken an interest in someone new. He's not coming back into your life because he misses you or he has realized his mistakes. He is coming back because things did not work out for him in his new relationship or with his other girl. So him coming back, it's not that he cares for you. It's just that you are plan B for him. You are an option for him. You are not a priority. So don't you fall for those texts. Number five, sex. And please, ladies, hear me out. This is what most women don't know. Men use sex as a point of ownership. And even when that relationship ends for whatever reasons, that man will add your name to a list of names of women he has been involved with. He will then reference or visit that list to see who he still controls emotionally. You remove your name from that list by refusing to allow him back into your life. Number six, yes, in some cases, a man returns because he regrets losing you. But it is always important to remember how and why that relationship ended in the first place. It makes no sense to allow him back into your life when you have spent most of the relationship uncertain as to how much you mean to him.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Because I'm like, he dropped a lot. He dropped a lot of good points.
He
He dropped
dropped
a
a
lot of good
lot
points.
of good
I
points.
saw the one that you mostly was like, yeah, he gets bored,
Yeah,
so he might
that's
want
it.
to try to come back.
And that's what happens.
That's
That's
true.
exactly what happened. I got a lot of homeboys that were doing it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done with this one. She boring. She ain't, she don't do like she does, and I'm going back over here.
Yeah, but aren't
If
you
I'm gonna
bored?
be
What
bored, let me be bored over here where it's more fun over here. That's exactly what how they come out. I
is
was
it more
bored over
fun or
there.
is it just the boredom that you're used to?
It's just the boredom. You know,
Cause
that STD thing. You
uh,
want
something to
something to
do.
do. You know.
Yeah.
And when dudes are like old boy said, he ain't coming back because he missed you. He just trying to see how far he can go.
Yeah. And then sometimes a lot of people just want to see if they got that access.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Who's
what I mean?
available? Who's available?
Yeah. It's
Who's
kind of
available?
like, yeah.
Does she make herself available for me whenever I call?
Yeah.
Or, or whenever I just say, hey, what's up? Let's get together. Okay.
So
No
speak about
hesitation.
that. I'm going to tell you, women feel special when the man calls. Or
Mm-hmm.
they think that, I mean, I guess we feel the same way, but, women feel the same way, you know what I'm saying, when we
Mm-hmm.
call. And, especially if we've been in a relationship. Because they're like, oh, yeah, you know you love me. Or I know I
Right.
was your best thing that ever happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't necessarily know that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it could just be, we could just be seeing, hey, could I still do that if I wanted to do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so can you talk about that? I don't want to talk about it because I'm like, I know what I think about it. And what I think about it is, it's kind of like what you said. I will try to see if I would try to see if I still had. See, my thing is I wouldn't do it because I was bored. I would do it just to see if I still had access. It's kind of like, if you think about like a baseball team, you got like your,
Mm-hmm.
your players, right? Your bench players, right? You got your starting players, you got your bench players. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, are you, if you on the bench? If we broke up, you kind of like you on the bench, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your starting players are always going to be the ones that you still pursuing, right? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like first and foremost, right? They take priority. You know what I mean? So women, listen up. You know what I'm saying? When I'm engaging and I'm pursuing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is what you call the starting lineup. Like these are the ones that, you know what I'm saying? Like they get priority. And when you think about a basketball team, there's 5 players out of 10. 5 of them
Right.
get priority, and those 5s are called starters.
Right.
All right?
Exactly.
So, when I'm pursuing a woman, this is generally going to be something that I want to see if I can get, or something I like for whatever reason. But if we've been together and I'm not rocking with you anymore, I benched you for whatever reason. And think about basketball. When you playing good, you're not on the bench. But when you start slipping up, you're not a high performer. You know what I'm saying? You go to the bench.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you on the bench and now I'm calling you back up, it's like the coach pulling you back off the bench to get into the game. And it's for either one reason. There's not enough players on the field. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else is messing up. You know what I'm saying? And you might be good in a particular area. You know what I mean? So it could be one or the other. You could be good for one thing, but you're not good for the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, I'm thinking about like John Stockton that comes off. Like he was good for 3-pointers. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, look, listen, it's a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? I might want some good head. Who's got good head in my lineup? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I'm going to hit up Betty. You know what I'm saying? Like Betty's on the bench.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's her job. That was her role, right?
Right. Exactly.
That was her role.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was her role. She had to get head. Now someone might do doggy style good, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Tiffany, she's got, she loves it doggy style.
She got them lips, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like whatever, you know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna hit her up when it comes time to that. That's pretty much how this whole thing goes. So when people say, "Oh, access," they're like, "Okay, I want to see this bench lineup that I got. Who's willing to come in back on the field?" You know what I'm saying? That's called access.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like I got. It's not only one. The bench is made up of 5 different players.
Yeah.
Not just one player. Now, even though you on the bench, it don't mean that you the only. I mean, like you're not the star. You're not the MVP of the bench. There's no MVP of the bench. You know what I mean? Like
that's right.
There's no MVP of the bench. You on the bench.
Everybody plays together.
Yeah, you on the bench. Okay. You got one skill, and this next one got the next skill. It's like depending on what day it is, I can just pick which skill I want. I want to pick which player I want to play with.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. So
Monday,
I wanna know
Tuesday,
what
Wednesday,
option I
Thursday,
got.
Friday.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
here's the thing: if I go to blowjobs, right,
Mm-hmm.
or if I go to doggy style, or if I go to cowgirl, you know what I'm saying, and and you not with it, then maybe missionary, you know what I'm saying, who's always
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah, Miss
She's always the
Missionary
last
is
one to
always
start,
there.
right? Missionary,
She's always
but
there.
hey, but she's always the one that she goes in and she got her head down. She's like, oh,
Right. Right. Exactly. She's just flowing.
yeah, exactly, right. She, missionary. You know what I mean? Like you might get that call, but it's gonna be like after everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Was
Yep.
like, I can't play, coach. You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
Yo, missionary, get in here.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you done went down the list. You know, okay, I want to do all this stuff. No, that's not working. No, missionary, get in here. Like I
Yep.
said, she go in there, head down, cause she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta do this. Missionary.
Team player.
She know what she got to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
she's a team player.
Exactly, she's the team player.
All right.
And we always gonna hit up that team player. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, we know that they're gonna always come through. So
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, women do not be the team player.
Exactly.
Team bench player. Don't be the team bench player. You know what I mean? Like, be a team player, but don't be a team bench player.
Bench player.
If you the team
That's right.
bench player, that means you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I know she's gonna come through. It's 2
Right.
a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't hit
Yeah,
all these chicks up.
she's
They were
dying.
supposed to be
She's
here by
dying to
1.
get in the game.
They were supposed to be
Yeah,
here
she's
by
dying
1.
to get in the game.
Yeah. They were
Yep.
supposed to be by 1. They're supposed to be an hour.
Exactly.
Now it's 2 a.m. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I gotta get up missionary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And missionary, she gonna come through. You know what I mean? Like immediate. You don't have to wait. So, I mean, access, and ladies. Hopefully, I didn't, but that's from a man's point of view. That's how we looking at things. So
Yes.
that's my point of view though, Clint. I'm just so you tell me yours because I try to just give these women a nugget. I kind of like how I see how this thing plays out.
It's pretty much what you just.
I talked about access. You
Right.
were like, oh, the boredom thing. You know what I mean? So, what do you think about the boredom thing?
The boredom.
Is it similar? Is it
It's pretty much similar. Everybody's playing the game. Everybody's got their own little list. Whether it's male or female. Females got their own little team bench list too.
That's
So
from a man's point of view, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's got their own list.
It's a different game for them, right? For us, we got sexual stuff. For them, they got this
They
guy
got everything.
that car. He got this house. He plays for this sport. This guy does that, right? I want to be seen with this one. I need to get some new IG shots. This guy likes to go to the mall. I know he's gonna take me somewhere I can get some good shots, right? It's the same exact game. It's just different rules. You know what I'm saying?
True enough. And that's the thing, it's all these women, everybody's got their list, and like you said, this one has the nice car, and this one I can take around my family picnic. I want to go to my family picnic, but I don't want to go without some dude on my arm because they all gonna be asking. So if I got somebody, let me go ahead and get Wednesday. Wednesday's good to hang out with people like that. I can't take Thursday because he too much of a thug. So and that's how it go. And that's a woman's list. Okay, this dude I can go ahead and say, hey, I got this party I'm going to. Do you want to go? Because I know Wednesday gonna act right. Can't get the Thursday thug. Now if we going out to a homegirl's backyard picnic or whatever, I'm gonna call Thursday thug.
Yeah.
So that's how everybody's got their list. Everybody's got somebody for some function or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, hey man, that's kind of like where we at with this show tonight, man. I think,
yes.
So you got anything else you want to, any nuggets you want to drop off? I mean, again, the topic tonight: why do exes kind of creep back in the picture after a while? We talked about it, and I think with that last little TikTok we just played, went through it. Really
went through
good.
a lot of it. Yeah, and I tell all you ladies out there, and all you do, If you're trying to reconnect, you better reconnect for the right reasons. And you better know who you're reconnecting with. Because not everybody's the same person they were when you left them. So that's my nugget for tonight.
Make sure that that they the same person they were when you left them.
Yeah,
They probably won't be.
Either they better than they were or they worse than they were. 99.99999% they worse than they were. It's a few that are better than they were. It's very few.
I hear that.
So,
well, hey, we're gonna let y'all go, people. We appreciate you rocking with us Friday night. If you like what you heard, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Grown in Social. We're here every other Friday live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York time, wherever you're at in the world. If you can't catch us live, please catch us on wherever you listen to your podcast. Just say, hey, podcast, play Grown in Social. And your man Beatbox will pop up. Your man Clint will pop up. Jenny J, Lynnette will pop up when they're in the building. So until next time, we're going to say we are out of here.
All right, people. Peace.
Peace.